Hey, good afternoon, guys. Ethan Keene here. So I want to get on here and talk about something. I had a really cool conversation with a new friend earlier, and talking about kind of how do we go to the next level. Sometimes, it can be hard to know what to do next, or if we're in between things, or we just don't know what our next goal is or what our next purpose is. And sometimes that can be a hard thing to come to terms with. So, and I've had a lot of clients lately reaching out to me asking me hey, what do you do when you're not motivated anymore? How do you stay motivated? And what can I do to keep going strong? So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So I had a friend, my friend's name is Brandon. So if he catches this video, he'll know who he is. But he sat me down and I asked him, we were just talking about, he's trying to build his own business as a real estate agent. I'm trying to build a business as an entrepreneur in personal training and online fitness coaching. And what was hard is that we are finding ourselves in these jobs that we don't like to do, or in situations that are not where we're trying to go. So how do we stay motivated in those things? And on top of that, with what we're trying to go on to. And he said something to me that was quite profound, and to this day has changed how I am approaching my life and anything I do. And that is, you have to figure out your why and your purpose to life. So outside of a goal or an outcome, what am I trying to accomplish no matter what I do? Whether that's working in hospitality, whether that's working in the military, whether that's working in whatever industry you are in, how do I still have a purpose, and how am I still accomplishing my vision for my life? And so for me, I had to get really clear about that. So for me, I discovered that no matter whether I was playing piano, or whether I was working in hospitality, or whether I was cleaning carpets with my dad, or whatever it was I was doing, what always came back to is I liked helping people do things that they never thought were possible. I like to inspire people to do things that they never thought were possible. And so that is my mission. So regardless of whether I am training people, whether I become a janitor, whether I become a teacher, a college professor, whether I start my own business, another business, whatever it is I do, my purpose will always remain the same. And that is to inspire people to do what they never thought could be done. And so that's kind of my mission. And that's how I stay motivated, even when I'm doing things I don't want to do. Because at the end of the day, I am reaching for this mission that I have for my life. The second thing is, I heard this quote last week as I was kind of just doing some research and reading some quotes. Is the quote says that it's almost like the log in front of you can seem insurmountable. So let's say a big log is in front of you, or a roadblock is in front of you. And it's so easy to be overcome by that roadblock when you lose sight of the destination. So when you lose sight of where you're going, it can be really hard to look beyond your current situation, your current circumstance, or your current environment. And until you can see where you're going or catch a vision for that, your motivation is an external influence. So your motivation is going to come and go. As we say in Indiana, it's kind of an interesting statement, but it's called a fart in the wind. So it's here and gone. It comes and goes. And so if you are letting your life be dictated by your motivation, then you're always going to lose it. You're always going to lose sight, and you're never going to accomplish your dream. You have to find some internal inspiration, some internal purpose, some internal why you're trying to do this. And so for me, this has been a hugely motivating and kind of just game changer perspective. So it may seem super simple. Yeah, that seems so simple, but it's really not. You got to really figure out what it is and why you do anything you do. And honestly, it makes you much happier as a person, just because now you have a purpose. And when you lack purpose, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to push your limits. You don't want to go harder because you have no purpose. And so you need to figure out what that is for yourself. Stop letting people dictate what you should be or who you should be. You need to figure out what you want, what you feel called to be, and then create that. You are a career, like I think we keep thinking that life has to be a certain way. You can create whatever you want. And like what's so profound to me is I look on like back on like a year ago where I was just thinking about getting a couple certifications. You know, I was really interested in fitness and nutrition and didn't really know what I was wanting to do with my life at that point because a lot of things I had tried just didn't work out. I didn't like them, didn't like the way the industry works, and wasn't sure what to do. And I never thought a year later I would have a thriving business, have my own business, be an entrepreneur, and like all these things. But what happened was I got really clear about my purpose. And it was about a year ago I had this conversation with my friend Brandon and was like, what is my purpose regardless of what I'm doing? Whether I become a certified wine specialist. At one point I was on track to do that. No matter what I'm doing. So then I started venturing into the things I felt passionate about and that I really felt like I could serve the greater good and help inspire people through my own fitness, through my own nutrition, through my own education. And so it's led me to where I am today. And I drastically underestimated what I could have pulled off in a year. I never thought I'd reach this point, but I stayed plugging away. So now I'm wondering, like, if I had dreamed really big, what life could I have created to this point already had I dreamed bigger? So my challenge to you is stop overestimating what you can do in 30 days. We think we can accomplish the world in 30 days, but that's not true. But what you can accomplish in a year, let alone a decade. So 10 years from now, my company is going to be a household name. It's going to be huge. It's going to be impacting millions of people. And like, that's a big dream. And I honestly don't know how I'm going to get there, but I have this destination I'm trying to get to. So when I get bogged down by, I have to go work out today, or I shouldn't go pig out at the buffet, or like these minuscule things. I was like, I'm just hungry and I'm trying to get cut and I'm trying to get lean, but I just want to go eat a dozen donuts. But like when you get bogged down by like simple things like hunger, and that may be a huge thing for some people, and that might be a mountain you have to overcome. But at some point when you lose the destination of where you're trying to go, or like I'm trying to build a business that's going to be huge and create jobs for like hundreds of people and at some point become hugely successful, then these minuscule things of like doing the daily grind, messaging people, calling people, doing the daily work that I have to do to kind of get where I want to go become fun, honestly, and it changes my perspective. Anything can be changed if you change your perspective. So don't lose sight of your goal and figure out your purpose. All right, thanks for listening. Write down what you feel like your purpose is. If you don't know, I would love to hear in your comments. Let's have a conversation, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.